Today, I'm going to share a little bit about the tokenizing the renewable energy futures in the Web3 world. So my name is Cobe Zhang. I'm the CEO of ZAN, and ZAN is basically the Web3 arm of the digital technologies. So admitted it or not, in my point of view, so Web3 is facing a lot of challenges today. So point number one is a world which is dominated by financial assets with an enclosed economy, which means it lacks of external value injection. And secondly, it's lack of real-world value anchoring, because most of the assets created in the Web3 world is basically flows in between this Web3 world. It does not link to actual something that people know are familiar in the Web2 world. So think about what we have experienced in the 2000, basically the bubble of the internet. So the internet became very popular at that time, but they do not find a sustainable cash flow business model for how people use the internet. Then there comes about advertising from Google and all other things. It's actually the people who are working in the Web2 world that pay the money to the internet, and then it will be a lot of fantastic companies come out in the Web2 world. So how do we change it? We believe that we have to make sustainable real-world assets being available in the Web3 world. So there are three key stages how to make it. First is external value injection. We have to find something very unique, very valuable in the Web2 world. And then the second stage is do on-chain value transformation. Because a lot of assets where they already exist in the Web2 world is not in a good shape or form that is suitable for the Web3 ecosystem. And last but not the least is equitable and sustainable distribution. This has to be made available to every single person in the Web3 world, instead of being untransparent and controlled by a few big money. So let's take one step back and look at the anchor arcs, big ideas for this year. The top 5 accelerated growth platform that we can see in the future. So there are 5: blockchain, AI, energy storage, robotic, and multi-economic. There are 3.5 are related to what we are talking about today, which is renewable energy futures. So let's think about what will happen for the AI plus Web3 for ESG or renewable energy in the next decade. So there are a lot of opportunities and challenges on both sides. So first, green assets will be a preferred investment globally. A lot of people care about it. However, greenwashing is still a serious concern for a lot of investors. You put money in, it's a green bond, it's a green fund, but whether it's actually do the investment in a green real-world asset. Second, AI will drive new economic growth, which is, I think, everyone agree on that. But AI will also impose higher demand on the operational and the demanding response side of renewable energy assets. Third, Web3 will become a paradigm shift for the global digital economy. A lot of people, including us, we all believe that. But Web3 yield actually lacks anchors in the real economy and the industry. So let's look at these numbers. So what will happen for the global energy demand in the future? We look at the history first. In the last 40 years, so China has become very successful, right? Everyone agree on that. So China's GDP growth has been almost 200 times in the last 40 years, accounting for nearly 20% globally. However, China's energy usage is only increased by 14 times. But this energy consumption growth actually accounting for more than 70% globally, which means outside of China, the GDP has less relationship with energy consumption. It's because a lot of GDP growth in China is related to manufacturing other things, while other world are more likely to have service consumptions like that. But what will happen in the future? So people are worried about. So there will be less manufacturing demand. So the GDP will grow globally, will goes down. But do we need more energy? Will energy be still a good business for everyone? I think the answer is yes, because one of the key drivers is AI will increase energy consumption for the future. And it will be characterized by higher flexibility and adaptability. Taking two things for example. First, we all know large language model is very powerful. It's even powerful than most of us in terms of solving math problems or write some articles. But performing the same task, actually AI consumes more than 1,000 times more energy than a human brain. Which means in the future, there will be more AI that's actually replacing humans' job. It's actually create a bigger demand for the energy. And second, we saw a lot of advancement from robotaxi and also the robotic AI recently. And think about in the future. So what if there will be multiple, maybe tens of millions of robotaxis that's moving around in the world? And there will be robotic AI that's in every single family. This energy consumption will be more distributed and adaptable for the energy consumption. For example, we all know that this robotaxi and robotics, actually, they can decide when and how they can be charged with electricity. And this is a highly complex distributed system in terms of the power consumption. So that's why we have developed NTT Energy Time Series model, which is a leading forecasting for energy supply and demand. On the supply side, so we all know that, think about the solar PV, the wind, EV charging stations, all these things. Basically, if you have a lot of data, you actually can predict how the energy will be generated globally. And the second is about demand. So a lot of data that we connect in the real world actually has a good prediction in terms of how these cars, robotics, your vehicles will consume all the electricity. And the more accurate you can predict the supply and demand side, the better the trading of the electricity market will be. And we all know that in the Web3 world, the technology is one of the things that everyone believes. And to build trust through technology is very important for the renewable energy asset. So we have three key technologies to ensure this will be sustainable. First, it's AIoT. Basically, it is responsible for the assets verification from the very single renewable energy equipment, from the solar panels to the EV charging stations, battery swapping, all these things. It will natively connect all the data from the equipment. The second is about privacy computing. I think a lot of people in the Web3 world, we actually believe in the power of transparent. However, for a lot of enterprise, if they are running maybe tens of millions of all the equipment, it's very dangerous to directly share all this data directly with every single Web3 users. Think about the privacy protection policy that's made by different governments how to regulate the Web2 companies. I think to make sure that this data being available to every single one to be verified, we still need to think about the privacy protection for this kind of data. So privacy computing is very important here. Last about the Web3 ecosystem. I think Web3, there will be a lot of innovations and advancement in the last few years, which create a good ecosystem to how let the value circulated in the Web3 world. we need to embrace the existing ecosystem. The NDT has finished a sandbox project with the Hong Kong government, which is about the RWA tokenization for green and sustainable finance last year. It has been very successful in Asia. And there will be 3 showcases here. So first is EV charging station partner with Langshan Technology Group. The second one is about the distributed photography solar PV with the GCL Energy Group. And third one is about the battery swapping with Angle Energy Group. So there'll be 3 different showcases here. So they are very different assets, but actually, when we put them together, it actually becomes the full supply chain or ecosystem of the renewable energy industry. A solar PV generates the electricity, and the EV charging station basically is on the demand side, how people can consume this electricity. And battery swapping is how you store this energy and in terms of swapping all these values between different devices. And we believe that to make all the assets being available in one single platform, there will be additional value that bring to this ecosystem because you can have more yield generated from the electricity trading platform, which you have a lot of more players in the supply side and a lot more players in the demand side. So for DTRWA, I think we are at the unique value proposition at being the gateway for the Web2 world and Web3 world. I think we believe that the convergence between Web2 and Web3, physical and digital, TradFi and DeFi, will actually bring a lot of value or imaginations for the future. And we have been very powerful in terms of the existing industry side because we have a lot of assets, networks, and also a lot of the top manufacturers in the renewable energies industry. And we also have a lot of friends here in the Web3 world. So we are trying to embrace in the Web3 existing ecosystem from 2 main points. So first one is the cutting-edge technologies. So there will be a lot of open source code we just released about the DTVM and the smart coding, which is an AI agent, help the developers how to better write the smart contract and deploy them. And also there will be a lot of privacy computing service that being available on ZAN Cloud for the ZK acceleration and TE computing. And we also bring a lot of high quality RW assets. So we talk a lot about the renewable energy assets that we have already done in the past few months. And we are going to bring a lot of financial assets with the partnership with the financial institutions in Asia. And also we will try to explore more about the digital native assets. All these high quality assets will be available in the existing Web3 system. For example, Sui as a layer 1, one of the most attractive layer 1 here. And also for the DEX and DeFi ecosystem that's already built by you guys. So to summarize here, DTRWA, we want to tokenize the future and change the value with everyone here and in the Web3 world. Thank you.